Hey, everybody, meteorologist Brad Pedovich here. Hope you had a great Christmas weekend. It has been a great stretch of cold weather. The snowmakers been going crazy. I've been loving seeing all of the runs opening up at the Southeast resorts, and with winter break going on for kids and a lot of people on vacation, boy, it's been amazing to be able to get out there and ski. And even though I'm going to be hinting at a little bit of a warm up this weekend, it's certainly on the way. It doesn't mean the skiing's going to get bad. In fact, it's going to get better because we're going to have bluebird days, milder weather, great travel conditions, and a great deep base because of this cold snap. So don't let the weather, warm up deter you, because warm weather is fun to ski in as long as you have snow. And we've got tons of it because of the recent cold spell. You can see the warm up that will start later this week. Again, probably going to really start to peak Friday, Saturday into Sunday. The one thing that's kind of a downer is a little bit of rain on Saturday, but all in all, it should be a pretty good stretch of weather for skiing. Now, the warm spell does last into the first of the year, but there are already signs that we're going to see this start to kind of wane by the end of next week. A pretty strong storm system tries to develop here. It's not a super cold system, but it certainly looks like it's going to bring a shot of colder air going into that first full weekend of January. Let's talk about that storm system. We'll go first through tonight into the middle of the week. Go into Saturday. That's the New Year's Eve storm. So that is all rain, unfortunately, but it's in and out fairly quickly. Behind it, we will see a brief cool down, another warm spell early in the week. And here comes that system middle to end of next week. You notice it's rain on the front side, but on the back side, there is some snow on the northwest side up into the Great Lakes. So this will actually probably usher in some cooler conditions. Now, if you're looking for natural snow, that's not happening. So don't look for that. We're still really honestly waiting for that first really big natural snowstorm. We've got the Arctic blast that we had, but we just haven't seen the really good snow, and honestly, not even a really good northwest flow event. So hopefully we'll start to see some more cold fronts get down here, but right now it's not looking that case. We'll take a quick look at the forecast here. Some snow making, especially at night, possible here the next couple of nights. I think even stretching it into Friday night, kind of iffy for parts of West Virginia, Maryland. But again, so if you're going into the weekend, even though there's a little bit of rain, I mean, conditions should be fine because we had basically a week straight of 24-hour snowmaking. Now, let's go into the future here. Let's see if this warm pattern is going to last. One of the things we look at is the Arctic oscillation and the North Atlantic oscillation. So you could see it's not off the charts high, but it's certainly above zero here into the first of the year. But they're starting to see a trend by the 10th, 11th of January starting to go down. And when you want to see this, because if you're not familiar with teleconnections, when you see negative values of the Arctic oscillation as well as the NAO, which is the North Atlantic oscillation, is when we start to see some cooler weather for the eastern and southeastern part of the country. So you can see, looking at the North Atlantic oscillation, starts to go negative territory. If we look at the GFS version, negative territory by that 10th, 11th, 12th. Same for the North Atlantic oscillation. It's not as low or as negative as we just saw with this recent Arctic outbreak, but there are signs that this positive territory isn't going to continue racing up. It's actually going to go down here, and that's why we don't see the warm going on forever. It actually, if anything, it should return to more typical January weather, which is a good sign. So yeah, we're going to start the year on a very warm note, nothing nearly as warm as it was at the start of this year when we had record heat, but it's certainly going to be a mild start to 2023, and then we should see that flip back to cold about 10 days into the month. Hope you have a great New Year's. I will post another update on Thursday night going into the weekend. As always, continue to think snow. I want to see that big storm here in January.